It's casual, not formal. It's hosted by Rory Pendlin. Oh, and Renee in tow. It's time to start the show. 1, 2, 3, go!
Hello and welcome to episode 105 of It's Casual, the new It's Casual, the It's Casual in the 20th century, 21st century. Let me bring up Renee Jaworski,
Can you believe it? Does it feel like 109? Does it feel like
105?
105? Well,
yeah,
to me, it felt like 109, I guess, to me.
Well, the reason you said that was because the last episode of the Big Monster Briefing Room was 109.
That's right. I always get us mixed up with those characters.
Yeah, we're coming up 110 episodes of that. This is 105, though. So
this is incredible. That's a big deal. 100 is a big deal. Most shows will never, ever get to 100. Quantum Leap didn't even get to 100.
Did Quantum Leap not get to 100?
Seriously? Did not.
I love that show.
It did not. And the other one he was in.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, what's the other famous one? I think Enterprise also was like 98. I think Enterprise was like 98 or something. They didn't make
a typical TV show, a season is 26 episodes. And I think now they've kind of stretched that with cable shows and stuff to some of them are 30 episodes.
Yep.
And a lot of them, they just do 10 episodes for a season now, for Netflix and stuff. So, but if you're watching like Supernatural or something like that, you could get anywhere between 26 and 30 episodes, depending on the season.
It's wild. It's crazy. But we've been doing this for a while, and this doesn't even factor in the ones you did back in Florida.
Correct. I don't even know how many I did back then.
I wonder how many
there's a record of it somewhere. But we have, as usual, somebody that I have met through my life, somebody who became a friend of mine when I was in China. And I love art.
Yeah.
And I collect art. And I bought one of her pieces of art. I can't even remember how I met Alya. But I bought one of her pieces of art. It was the most expensive piece of art I think I've bought. No, that's not true. My cousin, Clifford Bailey, I bought a piece from him. But it's the second most expensive piece of art that I bought. But I just felt so strongly about this. I mean, I really liked this piece of art that she did. And I looked at her other art and I was like, she's going to be famous someday. There's no doubt in my mind that she's going to be, her art is going to be famous someday. So I went ahead and ponied up the money because I wanted to have it for the fact that I just liked it. And again, it's an investment, art is an investment. So I wanted to buy it also as an investment for the future.
Well, I want to say a lot of these billionaires, like Jay-Z, became a billionaire only when he invested in art. Art was what got him from the M to the B. So it's a very important part of a portfolio.
Steve Martin is a huge art collector. There's a lot of them. Oprah, there's a lot of art collectors out there. And again, if I had somebody who I thought was, exceptional and I really liked their art, I'd buy a piece,
Right.
So without further delay,
we're going to get to see those. We're going to get to see some of those today because you made a PowerPoint. So we're going to get to go through a slideshow. It's going to be great.
Yes. And without further delay, I'm going to introduce you to Alya Kovalenko. I hope I pronounced that correctly. The family name.
Good morning or good evening, Rory.
Well, again, we're in cyberspace now. So people will be watching this show at all times of the day. We're in the evening now, but you just woke up.
Yes, breakfast time.
Yeah, you woke up early to do the show.
Yes, just for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Where exactly are you right now? Can you tell us?
Now I stay in China, in Shenzhen city.
Shenzhen.
It's Guangdong.
Right. And where do you come from originally?
from Russia, far
Yes.
east of Russia. Mhm.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit more about where you grew up?
I grew up in far east of Russia. Actually, it's China border next to Harbin, in a very
Mhm.
small city. It's actually countryside of Russia. Yeah, and it's
Harbin.
quite far from Moscow. Yeah.
Yeah. Harbin is a very cold city. That's people go up there for
Okay.
the ice sculptures in the wintertime. They sculpt
Yeah.
ice sculptures, giant ones, and then they put lights on them, and then they makes them look really interesting. Um, so it must have been cold when you were growing up.
In my place, it's very cold, right? It's like 7, 8 months. Actually, it's winter. You know,
Yeah.
even if not
Okay.
much snow, it's still cold.
Um, but yeah, kids like to play in the snow, though. Kids like to play in the cold.
Maybe you
So
need to visit. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome.
there's a bit of a delay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to work with it.
Okay.
When did you realize that you were an artist, that you had artistic talent?
Wow. Actually, for a long time, I was very shy,
Mhm.
actually, to say that I'm an artist.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I felt like only people who have like professional background, who went to school or college to study art, can be called artists. And as you know, I never went to any art school.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know? Okay, now I
That was
tell
one
you.
of that was one of my questions. I was going to say, did you have any formal training? Did you go anywhere, like any schools or anything for training of art? That's amazing.
Never.
That's amazing. Because your art is really good, and again, it is a style kind of your own. I feel.
I believe so. I
Yeah.
believe so, yes.
I mean,
Because
go ahead. Go ahead.
I talked to a few people and like artists, and I asked them like, what style is it? Because I was looking like for advice. I didn't know how to call it, but actually nobody could tell me. They
Well,
checked some books and they didn't find my style.
again, it's an abstract art, um,
Hmm.
uh, kind of like Picasso's later works. So yeah, I would definitely put it in abstract. But I'm seeing now, I saw some new pictures of some of your new art that I hadn't seen before. It looks like you're kind of evolving and you're putting some things in there that aren't so abstract. I saw, let's show some of the pictures here. We have
Okay.
a slideshow here.
Mm-hmm.
There's one where
So,
I clearly see a fox in the middle of the painting. And you didn't do that before. You just did shapes and
that
color.
you know. Like the one I can see now.
Hmm.
Well, I don't see a fox. But yeah, I mean, people see different images
Uh-huh.
in my paintings, and sometimes they show me images like they actually point to it, and I'm still not able to see them. I
Okay.
see something different. So it's very
Well,
strange how our mind works. Yeah.
Well, and I've said this many times on the show when I've talked to artists on the show. Art is
Mm-hmm.
subjective. It's what you make of it it's what the
Yeah.
person who's viewing it makes of it. And again,
Mm-hmm.
the artist knows what went into it. They know what they put in it. But again, it's
Okay.
different.
I
Yeah,
might argue because I have no idea.
it might
You
be a
know, when
different
I
experience for them.
because when I paint, actually, I never know what will come out.
Hmm.
I don't make sketch, you know.
You just paint what you
So
feel.
yes, in a way, yes. So it's
Okay.
every time it's a surprise, you know, even for me.
Well, good. That's
Yeah.
that's fun. That makes it even funner, more fun.
This one to
Yeah.
me looks like a rabbit, maybe. Like
Okay.
Zaychek or
I
something.
see a face in the middle there.
Yeah, with a bow tie.
There are a few, yes, yes, but there are a few faces, actually, not one.
Oh,
And
okay.
for me, it's more like a cat or a mouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there is
definitely-
Oh,
also
the paw. Yeah.
in the middle.
And again, you're branching out and experimenting.
But the colors, yeah, okay, next one.
Oh, you don't like this one?
You know, for a long time, I didn't use any pin. I love it, but my point is that I keep changing the combination of colors, you know? Like,
Right.
if you look at my earliest artworks, you would never see pink. I never had pink even in my house. And also very little of blue color.
Okay.
So something is going on inside, so I keep changing.
For me, it has no pink or blue in it. Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna show that one a little bit. It's at the end of the. It's actually at the end of the art show here.
Yes, like for 1 year, more than 1 year, actually, I became obsessed with dots. So now, if you look at my paintings, I have a lot of dots in my paintings.
Dots. So like pointillism.
You know?
Okay.
A lot of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and it takes much time, you know, to
Yes,
put all these dots on because I don't have a sketch. So I just put color the way I feel it, and then the image will pop up somehow, you know?
Pops out. Yeah, from the dots. Okay. Yeah. That's the way Seurat and Lemons did it back in the late 1800s. Pointillism.
Yeah. So, this painting, you look at it like from different angles, actually.
Hmm.
Like you can put it hang any way you want, you know, this painting.
Hmm. Okay. This is a kind of a softer look.
Yeah, different combination of colors, and as you can see probably there is a bird.
There's a
in
what?
the
I'm
middle.
sorry.
A bird. I'm sorry, my pronunciation is not so cool. Like how you say it? Like a small eagle, you know,
Oh, okay.
in the middle.
Okay.
Like only like the head, you know, and the beak. It's a small painting, but I really like it. Yeah. There is a horse in this painting and two people, but you know, you need to look at this painting like very close, and then you can see those images. You know, you have to play with your imagination.
Okay. Well, again, all of it is very creative. Again.
You know, sometimes people ask me, because when I keep posting my paintings, people ask me if I'm the one who made them, because they look so different sometimes. So people cannot realize it. I'm made by one person. It's like I have different personalities. Yeah.
Yeah, you're experimenting. You're doing different things. Yeah, it's true. Your art has changed a lot since I last saw your work.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's all very good. It's all very interesting.
Yeah. And you know, usually my shapes are very unusual, but in this painting you can see like a small heart in the middle, pink heart. Yeah, so I'm not sure. It's yeah. This is very big one. I guess that is one of the biggest paintings I made.
Do you like to paint large canvases?
I was afraid of them for a long time, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I was more comfortable to paint small paintings because I see like small details. So if I go for a big size canvas, the details will be still very small. So it will take very long time for me, and because my mind is so active, I would see so much. Sometimes it can be overwhelming for me.
Oh,
Because so many
understood.
images like keep coming.
Okay, I'm gonna.
But it's very interesting. Then I look at them, and you never get tired to look at different.
There you go. Now, because I know Shenzhen and I know you live there, and I used to go to Da Fun Painting Village there in Buji District to buy replicas of famous art. But you can also buy your supplies,
Mm-hmm,
your art supplies there. Do
mm-hmm.
you actually get them to cut you canvases and get your supplies there, or is
I
there a
used to
store
go
that you go to?
there, but now it's all Taobao.
Okay, so you
I
order
buy
your canvas.
online.
This is like the Amazon of China.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, it's very very inexpensive. So you get your canvases sent to you, and you cut your own canvases.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yes.
all right,
But I still go to Dafen all the time because I go to frame my artworks to put
right,
frame.
right. They do
That's
framing,
the
and
only
it's
reason.
not that. Oh God, I
Yeah,
miss the cheap framing, and they do such a good job too. Fun. I've been buying
yeah.
frames of her
They have many
here.
options.
So expensive. Oh,
Uh-huh.
and so limited in what they can give
Yeah.
you here. There it's like there's several shops you can go to, and they have like every kind of frame, yeah, that you would want, and they'll whip it up for you in a couple of days. Oh, it's amazing. Anyway, okay, let's go back to our show.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to see if I can see the
Yes.
one with the fox. That's not it. It's coming up though. It's coming up. What
There is
does
a
the fox?
swan.
That was a swan
Uh,
in that one.
yes, I feel.
Oh, okay.
Uh, it's actually a very big swan. It takes like half of the painting.
Okay.
But again,
Yeah.
you can look at this painting from different angles, and you will see different faces, different images, because there are also few people in this painting.
Okay. Again, very abstract, just like Picasso, Georges Braque's, back at the turn of the century. Again, they would paint things and they would say, "Oh yeah, that's a violin," and you'd go, "What? I don't see a violin. What are you talking about?" But it's there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
these are sort of
as we
what I need.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
But as you can see, like most of my paintings have a lot of faces. It's
Hmm.
not just combination of colors, it's about
Right.
images,
Right.
people, animals,
Hmm.
some creatures. This painting is very interesting because there are a few faces in one face. Like when I was counting faces in this
Okay.
painting, I feel I found like 9 or 10 of them.
Oh wow.
Yes, there are so many.
So people who are watching the show,
And sometimes
pause,
when you look
pause it and look for the nine
at
faces.
like the idea is that sometimes one eye or one head can belong to different creatures.
Understood. Yeah, I've seen that
It's like
many
they
times.
share one eye or one nose.
And your paintings are all very colorful. You have an amazing use of color in your works. They're very very colorful. There's the
But
fox. What does the fox say? He's a blue fox. He's up at the top.
Wolf,
it's a
wolf.
dog.
It's a wolf. It's
Is
a
it a
wolf.
wolf? Is it a wolf?
No, actually, it's a dog from Brazil.
Sabaca.
She's an animal.
Sabaca.
She's an animal lover.
Yeah, yeah. One man asked me to paint his dog. Yeah.
I asked you to paint his dog.
So he sent me, yes. But you know,
How do
I
you paint
don't.
a portrait of a dog? I was
I'm
like,
sorry, that's very
I don't
awkward.
paint pets. I don't put paint on animals. But he wants you to do a portrait of his dog. Okay.
But you know, it's like I don't paint like how to say like realistic paintings. It's just like the idea of that animal I have in my mind. So I
Okay.
would ask him name of the dog, like some history background, how they got the dog, and then
Mhm.
I had that image in my head, and then I will paint. You know.
Okay. That is your process.
But I'm yeah. This painting is quite big, but what is interesting is like I feel like the main part of this image is a very, very tiny girl, extremely
Okay.
small one, but she's important.
She's important and
And
she's
the
there.
whole painting is like background. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how to explain just my feeling about her. And I remember the name of this painting. It's a girl in the forest.
The girl in the forest. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's like Waldo, you got to find her.
You have to. I mean, for me, she's very obvious, right? But yeah, you have to search for
Where
her.
in
Yeah.
the forest?
Like the whole branches, I feel for me it's like a forest.
Okay.
And also, actually, I have no explanation for that. I'm not sure how it happened, but in this painting, I have one image, like same
Mhm.
image I painted twice, exactly
So,
same
some,
image,
so
but I don't know
somewhere
why.
in the painting, there's two of the same thing.
Yes, but I
Okay.
have no idea why I did it.
All right. Well, there must have been a reason.
Should be because I guess my paintings reflect my beliefs and my ideas, right?
Right.
And I truly believe that we live like we are not only one who lives in this world. Like we have some like other layers of lives that we are not able to see, but they're just like next to us. So like multi-dimensional world, I guess, how you would call it. So I feel like these ideas very often appear in my paintings. You know?
Okay. This is a common theme
Yeah.
in your work. Okay. It's a lovely
Yeah.
painting.
Oh, this painting is very funny actually, you know, because usually when I start to paint, I don't want to have any idea in my mind. I like to keep my mind empty
Okay.
when I paint.
So you go
Yes,
in.
yeah, but when I was doing this painting, I was like, oh, I want to paint one puppy. That time I got this puppy from the street and it was living in my house. So I was
Uh-huh.
like, okay, I want to paint, but I don't know how I'm gonna paint it. So I started to put colors and all those details, and almost like the whole painting was already done. Only like middle part was still empty, you
Mm,
know. And I was like, oh my gosh, looks like I failed. I wanted to paint a puppy,
mm.
but I couldn't see him, you know. Like I checked everywhere, like I can't see him, and I was very disappointed, I guess. And I was like, okay, let me just finish, just put one color in the middle, like brown color, and I'm done. And then when I finished, I saw the face of that puppy right in the middle.
There was the
So
pup.
he was the last part of the painting.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you created all of that, and then you put the puppy in last. Now this
He
is
was
different.
last.
This
Yeah.
is a kind of a drip art, splatter art kind of thing.
Mm.
You were just experimenting to see.
Yes, I guess so. I don't actually remember what was in my mind. Yeah,
Mm.
but it's different from my other paintings, definitely. Yeah.
What
But
is
you
the
know
reaction?
the
Okay,
idea is
this.
like I'm not sure, Rory.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I
No,
want to
you
be
don't have
honest,
anything
right?
to
So
like.
I just,
Oh,
yeah, there
okay.
is still, actually, yeah, oh, this is a seawall. Yeah, I really wanted to paint a seawall. So when, I'm sorry, when I started to paint, I watched many videos on YouTube about sea life, like different fish, like animals living in the
Right.
sea. And when I got so many ideas in my head, I started to paint, and the images would appear on my canvas like in natural way, because it already was here in my head. So I just started to see all these fish and crabs and like jellyfish, whatever.
So
Yeah.
this is your sea life.
Uh, yes. Yes. Yeah.
Good.
Oh, I gave title to this painting, "Strange Creature," because it just it's so weird, so awkward to me.
For some reason, I'm getting snow from this when I look at it, like
It's
something made out of
maybe
snow, something covered in snow,
like the
maybe.
combination of colors.
Hmm.
When I was painting, actually, I had the idea of a cat in my head,
Hmm.
but there are too many animals here. Too many.
Okay.
Yeah, but the combination of colors is quite strange because I don't use so much gray color in my
Hmm.
artworks. Yeah, quite little.
Yeah, that one's more colorful. A lot of detail here too.
Yes. Again, people, faces. I have, for some reason, I really like to paint a sun. I
Yeah.
guess it has a very important meaning for me. And yeah, in general, I like orange, yellow,
Yes.
green colors, like brown colors.
You
Yeah,
like warm color?
so they're more
Yeah.
common for me. I feel like I'm more comfortable with these colors. Yes. But actually, you said that my paintings are very colorful. Yeah.
Right.
But when I just started to paint, like when I was a student, everything was black and white. Yeah,
Okay.
so at that time I couldn't feel colors. So
And again, we're
and
talking about
now
the
the
gray.
images are quite happy.
Yeah. Well, again, yeah, warm colors are
I couldn't
happy,
hear what you
and
said.
dark colors, gray and black and white, usually that's like not happy. That's like a kind of a dark period in your time, in your life. Uh, so yeah, usually when Picasso was doing his blue period, yeah, he was actually very depressed at that time.
Mhm. But I guess it's
Every
a natural process for the artist to keep changing because we
yeah,
don't stay same all our life, right? We keep changing. Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. And there it is. That's
Oh,
the one I
yeah.
so
Here we are.
yeah, I just the oranges and the yellows and the reds there, those warm colors.
Mhm.
I like the fact
Mhm.
that there's a lot of white space around the edge too. I don't know why, but I just like that. I like the way you've balanced it off with some color and some white space.
Uh-huh.
As we saw in a lot of your other artwork, you like to use the whole canvas and put color all over the whole canvas. But in this one, you kind of balanced it with some white space, and I liked that. So that's why I bought it.
Yeah. Because sometimes I just cannot stop. The images keep coming, and just I have the idea, oh, maybe I need to leave this space empty, but I
Hmm.
see an image and I just keep painting. Yeah.
Very good. Awesome. All right. What actually was it that brought you to China? How
When
did you
people
how did
ask,
you end up in China?
when people ask me this question, I always say it's a fate. It's like
Yeah.
a destiny. Okay, because
Okay.
nobody in my family went to China,
Yeah.
and I didn't know much about China, about life here. I had
Mhm,
absolutely different image about life in China.
mhm,
So, but in my life, somehow my teachers would give me the direction in my life.
mhm.
Like every time, like I change country, I go to a new place. It's because my teacher asked me to do so.
Okay.
So, so before I came to China, I was in India.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I was
my
saying,
yoga
had you
teacher
gone out of
asked me to
before settling in China? Yeah. So how was India for you?
go. Good.
Okay.
I mean, it's the culture is very different, but
Well,
I went there to
again, it
do
seems like China
yoga.
inspires you to work to paint new things. So I mean, it seems to be a good fit for you.
China, yes, but actually, I started to paint like regularly, like in 2018.
Hmm.
So it's like 5, 6 years actually. Before that, I wasn't an artist.
Yeah, well, and again, I met you, I guess it was around 2017. And
Yes, true.
to me, it seemed like you were painting a lot. You were you were kind of a workaholic with your painting. You were painting all the time because you were trying to create a body of work that you could show
Hmm.
people. And again, I obviously you just love to paint.
I do.
So,
But now when I look back, I feel I was very lazy at that time. You need to see
really?
me now, how much paint I now.
Oh, because
Before, no, I have very little.
you paint. um, was that when you decided you were going to be an artist around 2017, 2018? You said, you know what, this is going to be my life. I'm going to be an artist.
In 2017, I got that feeling, yes. I wasn't sure that it's gonna be like my job, like a career, but I felt like I have to paint in my
Yeah.
life, yes. Because in 2017, I was quite depressed. I wasn't happy with what I was doing, and I really wanted to change.
Okay.
And yeah, the painting is just my way out. It just makes me feel happy.
Okay. Yeah.
I just feel
Again,
like
that's
it's
the way
something
it is
I'm
with
supposed to
most
do.
artists. Yeah. Um, when the pandemic hit, um,
Mhm.
and this is why I asked you in the beginning, are you still in Shenzhen? Because when the pandemic hit, I know a lot of my expat friends that lived there decided, okay, it's time for me to get out. And a lot of them left. A lot of them left China.
Mhm.
But you're still there. It still works for you. So that's a good thing. That's great.
Yeah, just before COVID. No, not even just before COVID. In 2019,
Hmm.
I opened my company in Shenzhen.
Hmm.
So I feel like this place is good for me to paint, to sell my artworks. It's easy to buy all the materials.
It,
It's all
it's
cheap.
certainly a lot less expensive to
Yeah,
buy supplies
and
things and get your, like you said, get your art framed. And yeah. Um, the response to your art there has been really good. You've been doing a lot of
so
shows, haven't you?
now I don't see myself.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little bit. Your sound was breaking
I
up.
was invited to participate in some art projects,
Uh-huh.
and like, oh, okay, I was invited to many art projects in China.
Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, and for a long time since I was a child, I had a big dream. Like, I really wanted to go to Tibet.
Okay.
And my dream came true
You went to
because I
Tibet.
was invited by. Wait, sorry, I need to get some water.
No, I do it all the time during my show.
I was
Well,
invited
everything.
by the government. It was under government, Beijing government, to go to
Uh-huh.
Tibet for 2 weeks and to paint.
Awesome.
Okay. Wonderful
So
2 weeks
now
international
Tibet
artist.
is very high. The elevation, did that give you, the headache and everything when you went?
They give you some pills, some medicine to take every day,
Oh,
and the oxygen. Yes,
yeah.
because when you're in Tibet, you feel like really different. Your body is very different.
Yes.
It's not about you can't like run. You can't even walk fast. You have to walk very, very slow,
Yes.
And when you just arrive to Tibet, you can't take shower for at least 3 days. You can't like
Yeah.
wash your hair. Yeah, because I don't know why, but when you wash your hair, you will have like horrible headache. So they said, no shower, don't wash your hair. We don't care.
The showering will give you a headache.
Yes,
Wow.
horrible headache. Terrible. Yeah, so you can't do it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But
Yes, it has something to do with the circulation. Yeah, and the circulation of the blood to the brain and the heart and everything. So yeah, I guess that makes sense in a kind of a weird way.
no, but even when I came back to Shenzhen, at least for 1 week, I was still feeling like I wasn't normal. I
Yeah,
felt like my heartbeat was like too fast.
yeah. You had to readjust.
Yes.
Wow.
But I want to go back. It's
I
so beautiful.
hear that Shangri-La, they say there. Shangri-La is beautiful. That it's really, really gorgeous. Yeah. Didn't get to see it, but I had heard from friends. Yeah, you got to be careful with the elevation. You'll get the bad headaches. Yeah. Is your family supportive of your art?
Well, they like what I do.
Good.
They're happy that I'm happy.
Good.
But I feel they're quite surprised. They never had the idea that their daughter gonna be an artist because
Uh-huh.
nobody in my family is an artist.
Okay.
Like when I was a child, I wasn't surrounded by art, and as I mentioned before, I was living in a small city, so there are like no museums, like no galleries to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but here we are.
Just realized that my power charge cable is in my other phone, so I'm sorry. I have to stick that so you still have me interviewing you. Otherwise, Renee will have to interview you, which will probably be a better interview. When you talk to people about your art, do they compare you to other artists? Yeah.
Usually only two. Either they say Picasso,
Yeah, because of the abstract. Yeah.
yeah, or a few people told me Kandinsky.
Kandinsky. Ah,
But
interesting.
they mentioned Kandinsky, his earliest works at the beginning of his
Right.
career.
I
Because
can
of the
see
combination of colors.
I can see that actually. I can see how people would make that connection. Yeah.
So
Awesome.
it
Does
sounds good
that
to
bug
me,
you when they do that? It's like, wait, I'm me. I'm not anybody else. I'm me.
but yeah,
Uh-oh, breaking up again.
yes, that is a point. I always tell people I'm not. I feel like even like when I look at their paintings, I still feel they're different. I'm not trying to be somebody else.
Right. Right.
And
Understood.
even like what is it? I forgot. There is a Japanese artist, very famous, like who now makes a lot of like these big dots. Yakusama. Yeah.
Okay.
So because now I do my dots, people told me, "Oh, you are like her." I was like, "No, I'm not like her." Because she
I'm like
likes like
me.
big dots, mine are like very small and tiny. And the reason I started to make these dolls. It's not because of her, you know,
Mm.
but yeah, no,
Yep.
for me it was a very natural process because a few years back I decided to paint glass. You know, I like handmade stuff. So, and I
Right,
was putting dots on my glass. Actually, I have one glass right here. Yes, I painted.
right, right. You do crafts as well.
If you
Yeah,
can
you
see.
do shoes and glasses and
So I was
t-shirts.
putting dots on glass, and and then natural, yes, a lot of stuff. And naturally, I start to put dots in my paintings. I just moved from glass to canvas, you know. So I
Okay,
wasn't trying to be somebody else.
understood. But unfortunately, people compare you. You know, they will do it in art. They will compare you to other people. They mean it as a compliment. They want you to be
Understood.
honored that you are in the same family or same group as you know
Totally.
these Picasso
Yeah.
and these other Kandinskis and all. But yeah, it is kind of disappointing, I would imagine, because you're like, hey, you know, I'm doing my own thing. So
But you're
as
much happier,
I'm sorry.
like the images.
Okay. As I said before, you're an animal lover. I know you have a dog, at least one that I've met.
I have
You
I
have
have
two now.
two now.
Yeah.
And actually I'm surrounded by them. They keep walking around me now. Yes.
and
Yeah.
and you rescued these animals, right? They just came up to you on the street.
Um, one my dog, you saw her, Hope. I guess you
Yeah.
met her, right? Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was rescued in 2017. And
Hmm.
first I just decided to foster her like for 1 month, and she was going to be sent to Europe, but they
Mm.
couldn't find a family for her, so I just keep her in. And in 2022, I went for a walk with Hope, and she found a puppy. It was abandoned on the street, so we took her, and yeah, now they stay together like family, two sisters.
Well, there you go. There you go. And I say rescue because they actually cook dog there in China. I'm not kidding. It's not a joke.
They
It's
do.
real.
Some people do.
It's a delicacy over there.
Yeah, that's true.
So you got to be careful if you're a
For some
dog in China.
people, not for everyone. I don't eat. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I was actually tricked into eating dog. I've told this story before on the show twice. I was tricked into eating dog. They didn't tell me what it
Really?
was. Yes. And I was like, the second
Wow.
time I went, this is dog, isn't it? Because I recognized the flavor.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're like,
But you
yeah,
know, now, but now in Shenzhen it's illegal. You're not allowed.
it's illegal now. Good. Good. Yeah, yeah,
Not
there's actually,
everywhere in China, but in Shenzhen city,
yeah,
yes.
there's actually a festival every year for that. So, some
They
in
do,
like
but
central China.
it's
Yeah.
in, yeah, it's
That's
in you. I think it's in Yulian. Yeah, Yulian Festival. But
um
I feel like more and more people like understand that animals are actually our friends.
yeah.
Yeah, so I have
Well, the
many
funny
Chinese
thing about
friends who
dog,
actually
they
like
said,
that very
"Oh,
much.
it's okay. It was a bad dog." That's what they told me. Yeah, I
I
said,
don't
"Yeah,
know. For me, all of
yeah."
them are good.
All right. So, where are you going from here? I mean, what would you like to see in Alya Kovalenko's future?
Oh, my dreams. I could share.
Yeah.
Uh, you know,
For sure.
I would. No, I would love to travel. I want to see the world. I really like to see different countries. So I
Yeah.
hope just my job will allow me to have enough income and to be invited for different exhibitions in different countries
Hmm.
to share and to show my artworks, to share my ideas with people. Yeah. I just want to do what I like, what I do, and yeah, travel. Yeah, it's really important.
Very good. Very good. What places would you like to travel to?
Well, I definitely would like to visit you.
Okay. As you know, I
Yeah,
went back
but
to America. I'm in Florida. I'm in Orlando, in the Orlando area, which is the tourist capital of this part of the world. You know, Mickey Mouse and all that.
I have American visa, so I can go.
It's very expensive. I will tell you that.
Don't
Uh,
discourage me. I will come.
hey, if
Yeah, but
we have cats here,
I
but if you want to come, you're welcome to stay with us when you
thank
come.
you. Yeah, I really would like to go to Japan. I've never been to Japan.
Japan, also very expensive,
Definitely.
but beautiful place. Yeah.
Yeah, and Singapore. And
Singapore,
I would like to go some like I don't know. I want to go to Africa. You know,
Africa. Ooh,
I want
interesting.
to see. Yeah, and of course Latin America. Actually, now I study Spanish language, but it's not very good. Yeah, I would like to visit Latin America.
Latin America. How many languages do you speak now?
Perfect.
Well,
I feel like none.
well, you speak English. I'm talking fairly fluent. You speak
Well,
English,
I
speak some Chinese, right?
ni hao. I feel like very little. Yes.
Just enough to get you in
I'm sorry, I didn't improve
meeting.
much, but my English, well, it's okay. I can communicate with you, thanks
Yeah.
God. But yeah, I'm not a native speaker. Russian, I started to forget my own language. You know.
Really?
Yes, like sometimes it's just difficult for me to express myself in my
Uh-huh.
own language
Wow.
because now I talk only to my family actually.
Well, I was about to say, don't you still communicate with your family?
No, no, I do, but I
She'd
feel
ex-
like it's not enough. Like if I watch movies or like I watch any videos on YouTube, it's
Mm.
all in English or now a little bit like Spanish. Yeah.
And in China, you have to communicate with a lot of people in English too, right?
Oh,
That's it.
English?
Yeah.
Yeah, or Baidu translator. I mean, if they don't speak English, then I can go for translator.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, how to say, because I paint at home in my studio.
Hmm.
Honestly, I don't go out so much.
I remember this about you.
I'm not really like extrovert, like because when I paint, I like to be alone. I don't
Right.
like to be surrounded by other people. And every time, like when I go out, I'm trying to meet like few people on one day. So next day, I don't have to go out. I can just paint.
There you go. Well, that's why I
Yeah.
said you were kind of a workaholic when I knew you, because we would ask you to come out to the comedy night and stuff like that, and you're like, well, you know, I'm painting.
But I don't. I mean, of course, like whatever you do, you use your energy and you get tired. But still, for me, it's very difficult even to say it's like my job.
Mm,
Even so, I feel like I give my time and a lot of energy.
mm,
It's not like because for me, like job, you go to make money and you go back home and you do what you like.
mm.
Yes. But
Yeah.
for me, it's like my job is what I like to do. So it's difficult to say, oh, yeah, I'm workaholic.
Would that we could would that we would have the job that we love to do. But I know in many cases what we love to do is on the side,
I
and we have a day
enjoy
job. Keep your day job.
my life.
Renee, are you there? Is there anything you want to ask Alia? Oh, she might be setting up
Yes.
somebody else.
No,
Okay.
I'm right here. I wanted to know more about your teacher because Alia was talking about how she makes decisions.
Luckily, I could change that pattern. You know, before I was in customer service still.
Yeah. So she was asking about your teacher. You mentioned a teacher earlier.
In my Indian teacher. Yeah, he was my yoga teacher, and he used to live in China. He used to live in Shanghai. For yeah,
Okay, so you met your
yeah.
teacher
In
in India,
India, my yoga
but he
teacher
had
who
told
asked
you,
me to
hey,
go to China.
and it was,
He used to live in China, in Shanghai for 5 years, and he told me like if I go to China, I will like it.
so
Yeah,
but
so
he
it
had
was
to go
his
back to India.
advice.
He had to go back to
Go
India,
to go to China.
but he
Yeah,
told you
but
you should.
before that, I was living actually in US, but I was living like in a small tiny island. No, he came
Well,
back to India. I mean, for his own reason. I don't know why.
oh wow,
Yeah,
that's a
he,
really long lag.
he,
Uh,
family is in India.
now the island that you were on, was it Hawaii?
Can you hear?
Yes. Was it Hawaii?
It was Northern Mariana Island. It was next to Guam. Do you know Guam
Yeah.
Island?
Oh, I was interested in. You said you came to the U.S. for a while. Where you were in the
Yeah,
U.S.?
so I was living in Saipan. Yes, yeah, but this is US. Saipan Island is US.
Oh, is it?
Okay, I didn't know. Is that near Guam?
It
That's what
is.
that's what she said. Saipan was near.
Okay, okay.
Yes, it's just 40 minutes. Yeah, it's 40 minutes flight
Okay,
from
okay.
Saipan to
So
Guam.
yoga, so when you're talking about your teacher, is this your guru? Is there a
Yeah.
relationship, a guru relationship? Like what does yoga mean in your life? What kind of a relationship is that that
I
you
hope.
have with yoga?
Mm, I can't say that my yoga teacher is like a person who brings light into your life. But
Yes.
in general, like I started to do yoga because I was told it's gonna be good for my body to improve
Mhm.
my health, my well-being. But I just realized for me it's not about my physical body. It's has much more effect on my mind.
Right. Your mental.
It
Yeah.
just gives me a sense of peace. Yeah. So when I do yoga, some asanas, I don't do it like to get like nice body shape. Yeah.
Right.
I do it for my mind actually. It
Understood.
just brings like new dimension into my life. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's actually very strange because many people, like since I was a student, would ask me to do yoga. And it's funny because none of them actually did yoga. But they would ask me to do it. I was like, why, guys? Yeah, I guess,
Interesting.
yeah, I was supposed to do it. Yeah. But
Well,
actually,
yeah.
when I was in India, for me, like, like the best part of my trip wasn't like to go and to do asanas and yeah, all these postures, but the meditation course that I took in India.
The meditation.
Because that time I really got like very different experience in my life.
Did you continue the
Yeah,
yoga in China?
it's like
Did you find
it's
another
changed a
teacher?
lot.
Did you continue yoga in China? Did you find another teacher? Uh oh, she might have froze. I think she froze.
And you,
Oh,
teacher
there
will
she is.
come. Yeah.
You froze up, so I didn't get the answer. We didn't see the answer. But did you find another yoga teacher when you went to China?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Uh, okay, I said that you can't ready. The teacher will come to you. So now I can't, like, that's how they say it. But I'm not looking for a teacher now, and I don't have it. But I do some asanas. I mean, I learned many asanas when I was in India, even
Mhm.
before that. But I know some of them have like really big impact on my being. So
Mhm.
I keep doing them from time to time to keep myself balanced.
So you still practice what you
Yeah, I
learned.
keep doing this.
You do yoga on your own now.
I do, but I just pick what is the best for me because there are so many asanas you can do. But I know what is good. Like I know if I do this asana like for 5, 10, 15 minutes, I'm a different person. So I do this stuff. The rest is this. You know, in China, and not only in China, even like I believe in US, people go to yoga studio to get, nice body, to get more flexibility. For me, it's not that important.
Does it actually inspire you to do the art?
I mean, I still want to look good and to be physically strong, but mostly it's here.
Does the yoga actually inspire you to do your art?
It should. I believe it affects me, yes, because I realize whatever I watch when some situations happen in my life,
Mhm.
I don't see the direct connection. I can't tell you like, oh, I did yoga and then I started to paint. Like, I don't need to do meditation before I start to paint. Some people do it, they will do meditation and then they paint. For me, it's not important. I just do it like on a regular basis. But I feel like everybody find, so I guess the images, yeah, it affects everything. Whatever we do, whatever we hear, affects us a lot. Like a few years back, I believe it was in 2019, big fire in Australia, like very big forest fire. And I kept
Mhm.
watching news and I was like
Ooh, she froze again.
so scary. And I was working on one of my painting. I painted a lot of fire in that artwork.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well,
Rory?
thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate you taking the time, getting up early and taking the time to come and join us and talk with us. And we get to look at your art. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the invitation. Actually, it's just, I'm just happy to see you because, I mean, I didn't see you for so many
I know.
years.
Yeah, I came
Yeah.
back to America in 2019.
Like, you're
So
my old
I
friend.
can, uh,
Yeah, so,
so good to see you again as well. And please tell all of our mutual friends hello from me.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
So thank you very much, everybody, for coming and
Do
watching the
you miss?
show. I'm sorry. Do I miss China?
Okay, thank you
Yes.
everyone for watching this video and yeah, hopefully
Yes, I
see you
do.
again one day.
So, okay, thank you again. And Miss Renee,
Yeah, do
let's
you
go
miss
ahead.
China? You miss? Okay. I feel like everybody who lives China missed it.
I will send you the link to the show so you can send it to friends and
Thank
family
you.
so they can see it. So you can see it. And I'll say
Thank you. I
thank you
will
for
for
watching.
sure. Yes.